Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to ride a Ducati 959 Panigale. This was my second time. The first time didn't go so well. I got stuck in really terrible traffic. This is not a good bike to be stuck in traffic on, particularly with that super hot cylinder between one's thighs. Just have to remember how to start the bike. There we go. Now I'm an old codger, at least in regards to the riding position on this bike. I remember the last time I rode one, it was a different one, a red. I did like the bike. I've always liked the Ducati Panigale, aside from the fact that it's beautiful. Discomfort. The rider triangle, the ergonomics on this bike are uncompromising, to put it mildly. They're fairly high clip-ons and low clip-ons and rear fit rear sets, so I felt quite cramped. Anyway, I think I preferred it in red. I know other riders who prefer this white version. So as I said, the last time I rode it, the traffic was really terrible. I never got out of the city and I was stuck in gridlock for quite a long way. Literally inching the bike along, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go for quite a long time. And yeah, that rear cylinder absolutely roasted my inner thigh. This time hopefully I'll at least get out on the highway and I'll be able to explore the handling. So, tell you some of the basics about this bike. 950cc engine, 6 speeds, it's a 4-stroke obviously, 90-degree V-twin, or Ducati like to call it L-twin, double overhead cam, desmotromic 4 valves per cylinder, and electronic ignition. The frame is quite interesting, it's a die-cast aluminium monocoque with the engine as a stressed member. The suspension is Showa at the front, 43mm BPF forks, fully adjustable for preload, compression and rebound damping. The rear is a fully adjustable side-mounted Sachs shock. Brakes, 2 320mm discs at the front, radially mounted, M432 Brembo Monobloc calipers with ABS. Rear is a single 245mm Brembo caliper. Anyway, 17-inch wheels. Tyres are 120 front, 180 rear. This bike is running Pirelli Diablo Corse tyres. Wet weight is 440 pounds or 200 kilograms. Fuel capacity is 17 litres. I looked it up, it says 150 horsepower, but I'm pretty sure the last time I looked it up was 157 horsepower at 10,500 RPM. And 75.2 foot-pounds of torque at 9,000 RPM. Stop for a moment here to have a look at the bike. It really is beautiful. Ducati, to my mind, is one of the few manufacturers today that still designs beautiful motorcycles, although I don't particularly care for the headlights. MV Agusta would be another, Triumph would be another, Royal Enfield would be another. This bike looks great from every angle. Right, it's time to return this bike, so we'll be getting back on the road. The layout of this dash is fairly simple and straightforward. I was expecting something a little bit more extravagant on a Ducati. The ride was a blast on the highway. Riding that going back as well. Got some nice corners coming through here that I could try it out on. Oh, it was a more enjoyable experience than the last time I rode it. Although having said that, I still find it very uncomfortable. I don't want you to judge this but purely on my own experience. I'm pushing on in years, as they say, and I have a number of physical complaints that I've had for most of my life, including and not limited to both of them, pinched nerves, degenerating discs in my neck and spine. I've got recurrent spinal scoliosis, ankle issues. I fractured my wrist twice a couple of years ago within a month, so I have quite a few aches and pains. I don't think I'm that dissimilar from most riders my own, maybe a little bit more, but I'm just trying to say that my level of discomfort shouldn't be taken as an assessment of the bike or a fault. It is a sport bike. The ergonomics are exactly what you would expect. If you're young enough and fit enough and pain-free enough that you can endure that, then I am. Yes, anyway, I've ridden a few sport bikes, quite a few actually. I haven't owned very many. I've owned over more than 40 motorcycles in my lifetime. So I've ridden more than 40 motorcycles in my lifetime. I've ridden more than I can remember actually. For the most part, I've tended not to buy sport bikes. Again, it's not that I don't like them, I do. I think they're, phenomenal machines. I just don't find them that flexible as everyday rides, which is my primary use for a motorcycle. Mainly I've used them for commuting and just getting to work, getting to the grocery, occasional spirited run on weekends if I have the time to get away from family and work, and occasionally some long tours, long distance rides. I mean, I've done up to 1,000 kilometers a day. This bike is ideal if you have the time and the money to do track days or spirited sport riding. I actually have a friend who has one, Panigale to begin with. But the Yamaha Super Tenere 1200, and when he's riding, he does about 90% of his riding on that bike. He finds it's a very good bike for doing all sorts of riding. He can take it on the road, he can take it on some forest service roads or trails to some extent. He can tour on it, he can go to the grocery, his luggage to actually carry, his shopping or his briefcase if he's going to work. He'll take it to the office sometimes, commute. So the only time he rides is Panigale, which only a few times a year, as best as I can tell, is when he really wants to go out and do some spirited sport riding. Usually the sea to sky, probably, I would say. Been stuck at this light several times before. If you happen to be down here at about 6 a.m. on a Sunday and there's no cars, it doesn't always detect motorcycles. The engine's really quite impressive. I would say it doesn't spin out as hard as something like an R6 or any of the 4-cylinder sport bikes. It is a twin. It's got like twice the horsepower of my MT-07. Or not that many more cc's when you think about it. But it doesn't sacrifice mid-range, so it does have pretty good hard mid-range pull and top end. The weight is a little higher than I would actually like it to be. I'd like the bikes to be really no more than 400 pounds if at all possible. So this is a little bit more than I would like, but as always with motorcycles, you don't really feel it when you're moving. It's a fairly precise bike. It moves from side to side very well. It tracks through corners. I mean, quite frankly, almost anything is an improvement over the MT-07, but obviously this bike, I think, is a world above it. Yeah, the brakes are really quite nice. Strong, they've got great feel. Question anyway, has my opinion changed from my first ride on the 959 Panigale? And I would have to say not much. It's a better experience than it was the last time around, just because I'm able to move now. But I would still not describe this I certainly could not see owning this bike as my only motorcycle. I'd love to take it onto a racetrack though. I have to say that wind makes a big difference on this bike. Not only does it somewhat relieve the pressure on my wrists, it also means I don't have to worry about the heat from the rear cylinder. Anyway, I'm almost back, so I guess I should say goodbye here and thank you for watching my video. Hopefully we'll see you back again. Still working through my backlog of motorcycle videos going back a ways, so hopefully there will be more posted soon and you'll come back and have a look. If you feel inclined, please subscribe, and I'll appreciate your support. Bye now.